It's red, it's round, and it's coming your way. Cricket next on ESPN Classic. Yeah.
Welcome to the highlights and a match where England have the chance to square the series. West Indies having gone one up in the series at Lord's, and a very comprehensive victory it was too. Well, good conditions here at Old Trafford for the start of this match, and a pitch that had a decidedly brownish tinge about it. Looked to me as though it would be very good for batting, and that spin bowling might even come into it, and wouldn't that be welcome? Well, that was reflected in the teams when they were announced by the two skippers just before the toss. John Childs makes his debut, left-arm spinner from Essex, formerly with Gloucestershire, at 36 years of age. John Embury is the other spinner. David Capel comes into the side, and Martin Moxon will open with Graham Gooch, and Chris Broad is the man left out. The other one omitted from the 13-strong squad is Greg Thomas of Glamorgan. I'm not surprised, having seen the pitch, even though it was from a distance. West Indies have been forced to leave out Desmond Haynes. He's injured, has a thigh strain. And down the bottom of the list there, Winston Benjamin comes in for Patrick Patterson. A very good toss for England to win. John Embury flipped the coin. Viv Richards called in correctly. And if my theory is right about the pitch and the spinners, then England will relish the chance to make runs on this, the first day. We pick up play now in the very first over. It's the third ball. Coming to bowl from the Stretford end is Malcolm Marshall, and taking strike is Graham Gooch. Runs on the board for England, but the most significant thing there was that the ball didn't bounce a great deal. It did bounce just about alongside Dujon.
Malcolm Marshall to Moxon. Oh, that's bowled in. Back through the gate. The first strike for West Indies and for Malcolm Marshall. Martin Moxon. Naught for him. And he got a good one.
Yes, fine delivery this, just pitching, slanting into Moxon. Once again, Moxon pulling that front pad away to the leg side instead of pushing it forward into the ball. I think if he'd done that, he might have had a big LBW shout, but he certainly would have had a chance of getting away with it.
And again, it's Malcolm Marshall.
Mike Gatting.
And a big applause now from Mike Gatting. More than applause, in fact, a cheer. So that's what the crowd think of the recall of the former England captain.
Just watch this front pad carefully. See it going back. If he'd pushed that front pad at the ball, I think he would have got away with it, because it would have hit him just outside the off stump.
England 12 for 1. And he's out. And that brings back memories of 1984. No shot played. Twice in one test match then, and now he's done it again.
Well, sad piece of misjudgment there by Mike Gatting. Here we can see this Marshall very close to the stumps, and that slanting in, hitting him just outside the off stump, and certainly would have hit the stumps.
Gower off the mark. He played it there, but not off the middle certainly, but 4 good runs for him.
Courtney Walsh, the bowler. It's gone, and that's why Harper is such a great fielder. Just plucked it out of the air, and David Gower playing a familiar flick shot outside off stump. He can't resist it. Has played into the hands, literally, of the West Indians.
Well, David Gower can't be pleased with that stroke, with 5 men sat there for the catch. Going just outside off stump, and really there's not much sense in that shot of Gower's.
Winston Benjamin.
Well, there's a fine shot from Lamb. That really is the shot of the morning. There's another one. That brings the 50 up. Off 145 balls, more important, England have lost 3 wickets, but suddenly Lamb's looking in prime form. Oh, that's well bowled there, and he's out. Gooch stood there. Nobody else was in much doubt.
Yes, Graham Gooch driving at that. Very, very wide, shaking his head there as he's walking off. Not very happy at all. Foot nowhere near the pitch of the ball. And he doesn't seem to be very interested in what the umpire's going to do.
Whether Gooch is disappointed with his stroke or the decision is irrelevant now, because that's the end of a determined anchor role he played, and certainly from the time that he flashed at that ball, the bowler, the wicket-keeper and all the close fielders were quite certain that there was something well worth shouting for.
And that was the crushing blow for England. Gooch out for 27 with that catch by Dujon off Winston Benjamin. 16 to Lamb and no score to Capel. 55 for 4 at lunch for England, and that is a very dismal performance indeed. We pick up play now after lunch. It's the 5th over. 5 runs have been added. Marshall is coming in from the Stretford end. He's bowling to David Capel, and Capel is still not yet off the mark. That'd be a great relief for David Capel. He's off the mark after 17 balls faced. And there's the 5th one down. And David Capel is gone. It darted back from outside the off stump. It looked to me as though it might have kept a little low as well. I don't know if Capel gave it a bit of an assist from the inside edge, but it's immaterial. 61 for 5, England. Benjamin now has 2 wickets, and the England batting is in tatters.
Well, again, the ball moving off the seam. Coming back. Didn't look to keep particularly low. Capel certainly made it appear that, but it didn't look any lower than knee-high at it, about that height. But certainly a little bit late in coming down at there, Capel, and England really in a mess now. Certainly it's a struggle wicket, but you don't really see it as a 61 for 5 wicket.
This is Lamb's strength, because with Richards pressuring him with the close set field, there are gaps. It's the only way he really can play effectively. Runs for Downton. Plenty of gaps in the field with 7 close catches. There's 2 or 3 there. Courtney, Walsh coming round from fine leg, just about cut it off. Just wonder, Tom, with Paul Downton starting to settle in and Alan Lamb looking quite comfortable, whether we might just see spin for the first time in a minute. That's a good shot. Downton's first boundary. And the substitutes who's just come on for Carl Hooper, who's left the field. Keith Arthurton not getting in the game, but having a long chase.
Yes, a long hop outside the off stump. Paul Downton coming forward to start with, just rocking back and hitting that square.
Well, how close was that to the stumps?
A slower delivery from Courtney Walsh. And Downton chopping that down off the front foot, hitting a bottom edge and just missing the off stump. Very, very close indeed. There's a change in the attack now with Curtly Ambrose going to run in from where he started the day's play first thing this morning.
Apologies for interrupting an over. If there's a doctor in the area of D stand, would they kindly...
For the first time, with Paul Downton in there with 15 against his name, no short leg.
Well, that's a good shot. Plenty of power, crisply timed.
And Paul Downton coming into his own. Long hop outside the off stump and cracking down on that and timing it very well indeed. He likes to get on the front foot to start with, rocking back and hitting that square. And Courtney Walsh is going to continue from the Stretford end to Alan Lamb.
One run to Downton. It's well run by Lamb. Well caught. It was almost steered there in the end. straight to Gordon Greenwich, and the perfect height for the catcher, can reverse the palms, and Lamb has gone. It's a disastrous blow for England. Court Greenwich bowled Ambrose for 33, and Lamb is out.
Yeah, good catch here by Greenwich. Just short, and that ball just bouncing a little bit. Lamb not getting quite on top of it, and I say Greenwich there having to reverse his hands.
That's a better view of it. That's across from mid-wickets. You see, is a nice little hop to the left by Gordon Greenwich. This can be a difficult seeing ground at that level, but still comfortable place to have the hands in reverse order in front of the chest.
3 more runs were added, and then a thunderstorm hit the ground, and 138 minutes of playing time were lost before the players and the umpires were able to get out again. We pick up the action now with Courtney Walsh coming in to bowl to the England captain John Embury. The England cause has been advanced by 1 run, and that was a no ball.
Oh, that's out. Lovely delivery, lifted, left him. John Embury obliged. So that's the 7th England wicket to fall. 98 the score.
Well, we've only been out there for a few deliveries, but John Embury's never looked comfortable. Again, they see the bat a long way from his body. Just going away a little off the pitch, not much, and a little bit of bounce, and as you say, that's the 7th wicket down, and England in dire trouble now.
Ambrose to Disastrous. Oh dear me, that's the 100 up. Lucky for Disastrous. Off the mark with a lucky 4. That 100 for England has come off 299 deliveries.
Well, a bit of good fortune here for Philip Disastrous. Well wide, short, really just hanging the bat out a yard away from his body and just lobbing it over to the slips.
Walsh bowling to Downton. Good shot, nicely timed. Courtney Ambrose bowling to Philip Disastrous. Courtney Ambrose to bowl Philip Disastrous. Disastrous on 10. England 111 for 7. Oh, and straight through him. Lifted and came back.
Well, again, I think that was more angled than actually seaming back. He went a little bit wide on the crease, and he just bowled the ball at a good angle there, does Ambrose, and you can see that really doubling Disastrous up there.
Walsh to Downton. And that's out. Gordon Greenwich doesn't miss those. Greenwich again. That's the end of Paul Downton's brave resistance, caught by Gordon Greenwich off the bowling of Courtney Walsh for 24.
Well, Downton hit this pretty well. It was short and wide, and he clipped it pretty hard, but didn't keep it down, and straight into the midriff there of Greenwich. I think he caught it clean. I don't think it went into the midriff, but it went pretty fast. Right there. Quite a good shot, just didn't knock the ball down. And Greenwich there delighted to hang on to it.
There's one way to get off the mark. They will count.
Well,
Well, there are a few batsmen played a long time for naught today. There's no trouble to Dilly. He's just got it through those 4 slips without any trouble at all. He's completely bisecting Richards and Harper at first and second slip. Richard just getting a finger end on it.
And Dilly deciding to put back to ball. 2 runs there. Courtney Ambrose bowling to Philip de Freitas. And that's out. How simple. Probably the most simple-looking dismissal of the day. De Freitas just surrendering tamely to Greenwich.
Greenwich catching the ball in all positions now. De Freitas going for the drive, then stopping his shot. You can see no follow through there, and really the ball only going just steadily, and Greenwich knocking it up with one hand and just catching it with 2 as it came down. But De Freitas completely stopping his shot there. If he'd gone through with the shot, he would certainly have cleared Greenwich and gone in the gap between mid-off and cover. And I think that's just a continuation of England's poor batting today.
John Child.
It's England 123 for 9, and the new cap, John Charles, coming in for a Test debut innings, and what circumstances he faces.
And runs for John Charles. There's a good catch by Roger Harper. Very tall man and one of the greatest fielders we've seen in the last 10 years. The end of the England innings at 135. Graham Dilley, the man dismissed.
And Graham Dilley flashing away hard, and a magnificent catch by Harper. You see how far off the ground he is? Beautifully caught. You see that ball flying high, and probably only Roger Harper and Ambrose and Walsh would have reached that.
That's thoroughly disappointing performance from England. That was quite a decent batting pitch out there. The pitch can't be blamed for the fact that they were bowled out for 135 and the top score was just 33. 27 to Gooch and some double-figure scores down the bottom there. But really disappointing after England won the toss and had first choice of the pitch. 135, and it's reflected in the bowling figures with Marshall taking 2 wickets, but he wasn't used over much today. Ambrose, Walsh and Benjamin were the ones there who took 8 wickets between them, and Courtney Walsh bowled extremely well from the Stretford end, 4 for 46 in 18.2 overs. I was impressed too with Winston Benjamin, who came in Patrick Patterson's place. Thought he did a good job, 13 overs, 4 maidens and 2 for 31. West Indies had to bat for 3 overs, one of them bowled by John Embury and 2 by Graham Dilley. They finished at 4 for no wicket, and a very, very bad miss by England there. It should have been 4 for 1 with Gordon Greenwich, one of the heaviest scorers in the world, put down by Graham Gooch at second slip, and Graham Dilley was the unlucky bowler. It was a sharpie sort of chance, but bear in mind, England got into all sorts of trouble at Lord's because they missed 5 chances, and they've missed another one today, and you simply cannot afford to do that in this class of cricket. So 4 for no wicket was the score at the end of the day. 2 overs bowled by Dilley, 1 by Embury, the chance going down, and really it was a very, very sad day for England. The West Indians were the only ones who came out, A, with any credit, and B, with any pleasure. No one will have got more pleasure out of the day than Courtney Walsh.